Hey folks, major changes have occurred in the plant room. Actually, the plant wall room. It's really my living room. The man cave. I removed the white tapestry here and replaced it with the 3 Queen Anne ferns from the workroom, which is wonderful because now I gain a whole new window from the workroom. A lot of good supplemental lighting for that corner back there. So yeah, I hung the ferns. I plugged in the old light bar. That's always been there, by the way. It's been there for years. I used to do spider plants here with that light, and it worked out great. And it was just unplugged and hiding behind that printed cloth tapestry that was right here. So yeah, the plant wall is now 4 feet longer. Remember that old horror black and white 1950s or 60s sci-fi classic, Day of the Triffids? Enough said. There is the Scindapsus moonlight that I pulled out from down there, and in spite of how dark it seems, because this phone is just awful with contrast, excuse me, the Scindapsus moonlight is now visible once again to me, and I like it there. And the Pictus is hanging out right here for the time being. I'm going to do something with it in this space. I don't know exactly what. I don't think I'm going to keep it right there, but we'll see. I think I want to put it actually over there in front of the rubber plant, tucked away in there, and maybe train it to go into the rubber plant pot next after it inoculated and has begun to invade the avocado. So we'll see how that works out. In the meantime, in addition to the ferns, I'm not going to focus on the plants yet. I spaced out and rehung all of the poles. So now the 2 rows have a foot distance between each pole and a 6-inch distance in the middle of the room. There are still some treadmillers here that are interfering with that spacing, but once they get top cut, you'll see in the videos after that how nice and organized and evenly spaced out the wall will end up looking. And then it looks a little bit bald now, not so much because of the spacing, that's proper spacing right there, but because of these 3 baby philodendrons that are now in this, and the Adansonii that are all small and now don't provide a lot of foliage coverage for the nonce. The verrucosum, I'll just focus on that real quick, is giving me a new growth point. Right there, you can see it. Good news, the melanochrysum is in the process of leafing out, the Soderoy is leafing out, and the majestic is just starting to push out the very tippity tip of a leaf. This Adansonii was top cut yesterday. Never blinked. Marble pothos is doing great. Now, after I've spaced all these out now, this wall comes next. I'm only going to do, at first, the bottom row and get that all filled up. And what's going to be here are the ring of fires, just like they are now, but even more spread out. I still have one to drop down, and there's a baby that really hasn't begun to fill out yet. It's getting there. And once it starts, it'll really take off. But the light here is a little bit dimmer. I want to move it a little bit more to the right, where it's just a little bit brighter. And there'll be another one right at the edge of that light field. But then here, I want to do pink princesses and painted ladies in with the ring of fires. The pink princesses I'm going to keep more or less towards the center of this wall where the light is the dimmest, because I want to encourage zero pink, or as close to zero pink as I can get. I didn't realize just how pink these things got, and quite frankly it annoys me. And after a while they start to rot and melt away, and yeah, it's but if I can keep them dark by just putting them in a dimmer area of the room, then I'm fine with that. I love those dark leaves. It's a really attractive plant. And if I can't, then they'll get thrown into the workroom or the factory room, because they are an attractive plant. overall. You know, and I want to keep at least one ongoing. But maybe I'll get one to revert. Who knows? But if that doesn't work out, I'll just get a regular, plain old Erubescens. I think they go in the trade as a Dark Lord. It's a solid. It's oh my God, it's an amazing philodendron. It's dark, like well, like this, but no pink. The marble pothos here is doing great, and I added a new light for the Cellulums right here. And now as I work our way back, we'll start doing some plant talk. By the way, this is the little mini forest I've got going on above the aquarium. And my windows need cleaning. The Adansonii are just doing phenomenally well. I'll give you an idea of sizing. So yeah, they're coming along nicely. Very nicely. The Maculatas, doing great. The Caprice Medallion, I rotated at 90 degrees yesterday. Again, it's a spacing thing because I moved the Rattlesnake Capricia over to here from there and put the Diefenbachia over there. Don't ask me why. It's extremely temporary. And once I get this wall done with the tubes, I'll know within a half hour what I want to try first, where stuff should look best, what stuff should look best where. But it's all going to work and flow from what ends up on the wall first, which is exactly what happened here. I started from there and worked my way forwards, and I started from there and I worked my way that way. Okay, moving along. The Begindas are just exploding as they usually do. It's constant new leaves on pretty much all the plants. One might be getting ready to flower, actually. Nope, that's a leaf. Okay, never mind. The Islanii is flowered. How about that? I'll show you guys what that looks like. Cute little flower with its little hood. There's another flower coming up just to its left, and hopefully that'll be it. Caladium Halo Beauty is doing great, in spite of me burning the leaves by standing over it when I was watering and dripping sweat on it. That leaf and that leaf, they both got hit, and that's why I don't water in the afternoon anymore. Plus, yeah, this isn't even the time that I'm watering. I still got a few hours to go for when I usually did my watering, which was about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And yeah, it's brutal in here. It's not for a person. It really isn't. The plants love it. They really love it. You know, I got to keep up with the watering on some of them, but because of that extra growth and everything, and I do go a little bit overboard because of that. But overall, it's working out very well. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to the end of summer when I can sit here in the afternoon and actually enjoy my shit. Okay. The Black Velvet Alocasia threw me out of corn, which I much appreciated, and then yanked out and planted right there. The Tandarusa has a new leaf on the way, as does the Heterophylla, and the Alocasia Ivory Coast is now going to push that upwards. It's actually got 2 new leaves from 2 different plants, the center and one of the offshoots. There's the offshoots leaf, and that's the main plant's leaf right there. It's a really nice leaf. It's very, very similar to a Syngonium in appearance, kinda. It reminds me, it really evokes for me the Syngonium, which is nice because I don't have to worry about the upkeep on it. The Syngoniums get leggy, they get viney. I don't like, you know, they don't do great on this style of pole for whatever bunch of reason or assorted reasons. So I like that I have a plant that's kind of got that arrowhead look to it, but like a really true arrowhead look to it. You know, more so I think than not exaggerated like the Heterophylla, and not as soft as the. These are more heart-shaped, chordate. That's really a bit of a sharper back lobe deal going on. The Bambino is soon to have 10 leaves, and I can't wait to see how big this one is. I thought I didn't realize how large they got. My impression was that it was much smaller than what they actually grow to. They're basically a slightly smaller version, from what I understand, of the Amazonica, which is a slightly smaller version, or fairly smaller version of the, I think it's the Sanderiana, which was crossed with something else, I think. At any rate, the Polly is just staying still for the time being. That's fine. I don't care. It might be, I have no idea if it's because it's a little too warm or what, but I'm just going to let it do its thing. If it wants to just hang out with what it's got, that's fine by me. The dragon's breath is just blowing my mind every day when I look at it. It's a cool looking plant. Look at that. And it's putting out now its third leaf since arrival. Okay, and the Gloriosum is back. Here are the two Pictus vines. The one on the right is rooted. The one on the left is semi-rooted. It's begun to expand and swell up roots. And I helped it along by doing that. Shading them a bit and covering them with some media that can wake up some moisture. And now I'm just misting the top here a few times a day, just enough to keep it barely damp without adding to the overall water content of the planter, which is severely overwatered. And yeah, this avocado is a little sad. Yeah, I overwatered it. I'm not too concerned, number one, because I don't think I killed it. I might lose some lower leaves. And I did raise the pot up on some spacers to vent the bottom, which it didn't have. It was sitting in water in that dinner plate, which is the only tray I have that fits that planter that doesn't take up a huge amount of space on the floor. So at any rate, we'll see what happens. I did also stake it today, so I shoved the stake right through the root ball, which I'm sure it wasn't too happy about either. And it got moved around a lot yesterday and moved around a lot today, as I wanted to go and check in closely on the stuff behind it in the corner. So yeah, it's and it's also turned so that you're not seeing its better face. That was facing more of the lighting. So there you have it. I think the rattlesnake is closing up even more. But it really likes where it is now. But all this, from the corner all the way over here to the cellulum, all of this is going to eventually change, including what's behind the avocado on that wall. And let me show you the Pictus, how it's doing. It's beginning, I think, to take to the idea of accepting the pole. I can't even see what I'm filming here. But yeah, it is... there you go. I didn't pin that. I taped it down there, but that, yeah, that's the plant. Boom. So that's why I decided to do the same thing with the Scindapsus moonlight for the golden crocodile. And we'll see how it works out. I've also started to replace all of the janky spider plants with babies in aeroid mix. And I think it's going to work out a lot better. It gives me much more control over the water. I have a much better visual of what's going on with the water. And I can keep a 1-inch reservoir at the bottom without strangling the roots or sagifying the plant itself. Okay, folks, I think that's about it. Let's just swing back for the grand view and show you what I got going on. Overall, and with the wonderful shaky cam, and there you have it. And with all of that, I will tell you all to have fun.